And hello, welcome back to Truth Force. This is number 4, July 25th, 2018. Today's meme we're going to be tackling is from Trump's tweet. The Russians are helping the Democrats because he, Trump, has been so tough on them, the Russians. That's the meme, and that meme has been repeated again and again. It's on the GOP website. Corey Stewart, the GOP candidate for the Senate in Virginia during a debate, actually said Trump is standing up to Russia, prompting an explosion of laughter from the audience. So you would think, why do you need to counter this? It's so obviously ridiculous. But this is how propaganda works. What happens is you just repeat something that's ridiculous over and over and over again. Hello, butterfly. And eventually what happens is it just gets into the brain. It gets into the zeitgeist. It just gets accepted. So it's very important that we counter this. All right. So this is from a timeline, Trump's acts of accommodations engagement with Russia, November 2016 to July 2018. I'm not going to go all through it. I'm just going to cover the last year because there's just too much to cover. There's that much. So let's go into this timeline here and see what we have. November 11th, 2017. Trump was aboard Air Force One, and he said to reporters, every time he, referring to Putin, sees me, he says, I didn't do that, referring to the elections. And I really believe that when he tells me that, he means it. I think he's very insulted by it. January 29th, 2018. This is talking about the sanctions package that was passed in August. A spokesman for the State Department said the administration will not immediately implement sanctions. Immediately. This is January 29th. It was passed the previous August. Okay. All right. February 13th, 2018. In testifying before the Senate Intelligence Committee, top U.S. intelligence officials state they have not been directed by the president to stop future Russian election interference. March 4th, 2018, despite being allocated $120 million to counter foreign efforts to interfere in the U.S., the State Department has not spent any of it. March 5th, 2018, the Trump administration announces it will meet the congressional mandate to implement Russian sanctions, passed in August. This is in March. They're just saying they're going to meet it then. But when it turns out, when you look at it, the individual sanctioned did not include oligarchs and other Russian officials close to Putin. All right, March 20th, 2018, Trump congratulates Putin on his re-election. Yeah, that really upset Putin. He was being really tough on him there. On March 26, 2018, when in response to the nerve gas attacks on 2 people in England, when all of the allies decided to sanction and expel diplomats, Trump actually expelled 60 diplomats, more than anyone. But when it was made public, Trump erupted because the total expulsions by the U.S. were higher than Germany or France. Quote, Trump insisted that his aides had misled him about the magnitude of the expulsions. Apparently, it was very important to him that he not be seen as taking the lead on this. Again, really tough on Russia. April 15, 2018, on Face the Nation, Ambassador Nikki Haley states Russian sanctions will be coming down. Late April 2018, Trump says to French President Emmanuel Macron, why don't you leave the EU? Destroying the EU and NATO are 2 of Putin's biggest goals, just so you know. June 8th, 2018. Trump calls on 2 occasions on the same day to readmit Russia to the G7, being really tough there. June 8th, 2018, Trump tells G7 leaders during a dinner that Crimea is Russian because everybody there speaks Russian. Oh, so they didn't have to have all those tanks and guns, did they? Very tough on Russia there. June 12, 2018, Russia's foreign ministry praises Trump's decision to call off war games with South Korea. June 28, 2018, Russia continues to say they had nothing to do with meddling in our election. That was Trump. June 28, 2018, the Trump administration appears prepared to cut a deal with Russia and Israel to keep Bashar al-Assad in power in Syria, a very top priority for Putin. June 29, 2018, ahead of his summit with Putin, Trump suggests the issue of Russia's annexation with Crimea is, wait for it, negotiable. Ooh, is that tough? They had a hard time swallowing that one. June to July 2018, the administration has discussions of a large withdrawal of troops from Germany, a big Putin priority to hurt NATO. July 5th, 2018, In Montana, Trump mocks criticism of Putin's KGB background. Quote, Putin is fine. He's fine. We're all people. All right, that's as far back as I'm willing to go, because as you can see, there's a ton. The name of this article is Timeline, Trump's Acts of Accommodations, Engagement with Russia, November 2016 to July 2018. And this is on justsecurity.org. Look it up for yourself. So that takes care of that meme. Trump, not so tough on Russia. I think they're very happy with him. I don't think they're looking to help the Democrats at all. Proof of that. Okay, we have a hashtag out there called WalkAway, hashtag WalkAway. This is a Russian operation that is in effect right now. It's been happening, and it has been identified. Hamilton 68 has information and shows the amount of known Russian bots and operatives, and they are behind this hashtag. They have used pictures showing walk away and people who are supposedly former Democrats who are walking away from the Democratic Party. But it has been shown that every single one of these pictures is from Shutterstock. They're stock photos. They're not real people. So why are they doing this? So just so you know, that's out there. So if you hear anybody saying something about the walkaway movement, it is not a movement. It is a Russian/Republican thing. And the reason I include Republicans is because they are pushing it as well. All right. Why are they doing this? Well, here's the reality. And here's my be proud to be a Democrat moment and be excited. Because two sources are showing that the Democrats are poised to retake the House. On the Sabato crystal ball, it says the Dems have better than 50% chance to retake the House. It calls them soft favorites. And what it does is it looks at all of the different races and it identifies them as lean Democrat, lean Republican, strong Republican, safe Democrat, whatever. Well, in the last few weeks, what they have done is they have re-identified 17 House races, and all of them, every single one of them, has moved towards the Democrats' position. So that's really good. However, bear in mind, what they say is Democrats have a better than 50% chance to take the House. Better than 50% is not great odds. Next is from 538.com. What some early high-quality polls can tell us about the race for the House. And what they looked at was 6 recent, very, very dependable polls that show a strong shift towards Democrats, anywhere from a ridiculous shift of plus 54 in West Virginia to plus 1 in Pennsylvania and everywhere in between. So what we're seeing is movement towards the Democrats. But what these things don't show is the extent of if there is a massive Democratic turnout. So this is considered the normal turnout. That's what the outcome would be. Still good for Democrats, but not good enough, because we have to take into account the Russians, the Republicans are going to be trying to suppress votes. They're probably going to be trying to hack votes. We have to account for that. They can't do it if there is a massive Democratic turnout. So this is great news and reason to be excited and look forward to what's coming up. They want us to be depressed. They want us to be cynical. They want us to give up and say, oh, what's the use of voting? The use of voting is that every single vote is essential. Some of the races, for example, Trump in Michigan won by 70,000 votes. A difference of just a few votes in each precinct would have turned that around. I think I heard a number like 2. If the difference of 2 votes could have turned that around, well, that's not a lot of votes, okay? So we need to get out there, every single one of us. We need to, first of all, vow that we are going to vote. We are absolutely going to vote. Of course, we're going to vote for Democrats because we're the good guys. But not only that, we're going to nag the heck out of our friends and neighbors and family. We're going to become unpopular. Let's face it. After November, it's okay. We'll have Christmas to make up for it. We'll buy nice presents for everybody. They'll love us again. It'll be okay. But up until then, we're going to be a pain in the butt. We're going to make sure that everybody gets out there and votes. We are not going to take anybody. We hear anybody talking about walk away or about how Trump is tough on Russians or any of these memes. We are not going to sit and take it quietly. We're going to stand up in a constructive, positive, loving manner. We are going to correct the record, and we're going to be proud. We did a parade in Fremont this week, the Gerber Parade. Maybe some of you were out there. Hello, how you doing? You saw me running around like a nut job, cheering for Democrats, woo, like that, all right? That's what we got to do. And when I did that, what I saw were people tentatively going, yay. Those are Democrats. There are a lot of them out there. They're feeling a little nervous about identifying themselves. Don't be. Be proud. We're going to take this thing back. We're going to do it. Let's go.